Hello and welcome to this video, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on the songs for Greece's national final for Eurovision 2025.
A disclaimer. Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. The shortest and simplest reason being that I find the actions of the Israeli government to be abhorrent and their broadcaster isn't a separate entity. My reasons in their entirety, however, are numerous and too detailed for a disclaimer like this, but videos closely aligning with my point of view are listed in the description. I encourage you to watch those videos and do something. Further resources are added as and when they become relevant. I'll stop addressing this when it no longer needs to be addressed.
Now, Evangelina is taking part, and I have heard as much hype for Evangelina over the last years, quite frankly, as there was for example, Elvana Gyata this season, or as there was for Theodora last season. There's just these names that do keep floating about. For July Jones, seems to be a similar level of hype, but I think more for Evangelina, because I've just heard the name so often. I don't know any of her music. I didn't want to go and listen to it. Obviously, I'll listen to one song today, but I just know that a lot of people really like her. I've also never followed a Greek national final, so also the fact that it is called the Greek national final in Greek, Ethnikos Telikos, is fascinating, because obviously I know a lot of words in English and a lot of languages come from ancient Greek, but to literally hear the national final be called Ethnikos, and ethnic meaning national, basically, yeah, I don't know, that surprised me. I will also say I do not know how to speak Greek. I was only able to pronounce that because it was transcribed on the My Eurovision Scoreboard app, and I will give it my best to pronounce everything else because it is transcribed into letters. But if I pronounce something badly, I am very sorry. I'm just giving it my best shot. Okay then, I'll get back to you once I've listened to the songs. I've now given the 12 songs a listen, and I think I'm a little bit disappointed. Not by much, but none of the songs particularly inspired me either, so it was very hard to create the top 12 because they're all floating around the 4 to 6 out of 10 points for me. Nothing was particularly bad, but it wasn't great either to my ears. So I apologise for that. When the songs might come alive on stage, that could very definitely be the case. Happens fairly often. But for now, a little bit disappointed. I think the design is pretty nice. It matches Eurovision 2025 without being a complete copy. As I say, I liked all of the songs a very similar amount, and also I think some people might think that my taste is awful when it comes to this Greek national final, and I'll accept that because I'm not particularly inspired by any of these songs. As I say, I'll accept people saying that my taste is awful for this national final. It very well might be. It also took me a little while to get to these songs because I was dealing with my other two videos, Malta and Croatia, and then just life. So it just took me a while to get to these songs, as in 3 days, but that's a little bit longer than I'd like it to be. But I am excited that I am reacting to a Greek national final. It's teaching me a lot more about the Greek alphabet and a little bit of the language, minimally though, than I otherwise ever come into contact with. So I'm excited about that aspect of the Greek national final this year. And I think I will be calling it the Greek national final, but Ethnikos Telikos I might also be able to deal with. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I'll stop rambling. In my 12th spot, I've got Gimo from Kostas Ageris, which is the first song that I listened to. It definitely sounds very Greek, especially the bridge, and it's sort of relaxing, but it was nice. All of these songs are at least nice. I don't have any songs that I hate from Ethnikos Telikos. In my 11th spot, I've got Play It by Xanovagsan. Maybe that's how it's pronounced. I'm very sorry if it's not. It was pretty repetitive, and I think it could get boring after a while to me. Maybe the staging will change that, I don't know. Sounds a little bit like it belongs in the sentence, maybe. Like it wouldn't be out of place. And it's definitely pretty dancey. It also would fit in Eurovision 2021 pretty well. I feel like it matches that kind of vibe. Obviously, not much has changed in those 4 years. And I think Eurovision 2025 would also be fine for it, but I feel like it matches the 2021 vibes more. In my 10th spot, I've got Paradeisos by Christoforou and Karafor, and then the transcription stops. I'm so sorry. I cannot read Greek, It's got a slow start, it gets slightly faster. It's got some really good melodies. I enjoyed the melodies, and it's got some guitar in it. It was interesting. It's a nice enough song. In my 9th spot is Asteromaita by Claudia. This one has some really nice builds. Sounds like it would do very well as background music to a dramatic movie with nature in it. It's nice enough. In my 8th spot is Odyssey by Dynamis. I enjoyed it. It was pretty dancey again. Feels very Eurovision-y, like it belongs there. It's also got a techno-y drop. Once again, all of these songs are just nice enough. I'm very sorry, I'm not particularly inspired by the Greek national final songs this year. In my 7th spot is Unhurt Me by Nafsika, which has some not very, but a little bit meta lyrics. I think the enunciation would be important here, because to me, without the title or the subtitles, it would sound like it's "and hurt me," not "unhurt me," which I know that's a very small difference, but most people enunciate "and" badly, which is why "unhurt me" sounds like "and hurt me." But yeah, I don't know if that's the best idea to have a song called "Unhurt Me," but I really liked it. It was, as much as I can like these songs in the Greek national final, but the sound as a whole was really nice, but just the enunciation was slightly lacking, slash it's not her fault, it's everyone else's fault for never pronouncing "and" properly. In my 6th spot, maybe I'll be hated for this, I've got Elevator Up and Down by Riki. I think it is a slightly stupid song, but it is sellable. You could put on the show in a way in which it doesn't make the song stupid. It's definitely a standout within the international final. It feels like the only song that's in any way gimmicky, based on my understanding. Maybe there's some of the ones that are in Greek are also gimmicky, but it does fall slightly flat for me. I think it could have been better, and I am slightly ashamed to even have it this high up when I think it is being done fully as a joke. I think, maybe not, but I genuinely kind of enjoy the sound of it. The lyrics could have been even more thought through, but I just kind of enjoyed it a little bit. In my 5th spot is High Road by Georgina Calais and John Selbs, which is like a soul or blues ballad. I'm not really sure which one of the two it would land in. I like the line "sick and tired of people." It's a pretty bold line to have in a song. I also wonder if the song is meant to be a feature or if they're meant to be equals, because they're listed as "and," but it kind of sounds more like a feature to me, but what do I know? I'm not the one creating the song. And yeah, I think it's a good song. It's just really difficult to do well at Eurovision. So I'm curious about the staging, if they can figure it out. But if they can do it well, then it could do really, really well, because it would be a standout in its genre. In my 4th spot, I've got Lost My Way by Andy Nicholas, which I enjoyed enough for what it is. It sounds good, just not really dynamic enough to me. In my 3rd spot is Sirens by Barbs. And she's got a kind of familiar sounding voice, but I can't quite place it. I do like the sirens within the song, and I think it would have been really, really popular 10 years ago. Still good now, just not exactly the right sound. Pretty dramatic, and it builds for quite long, but I did enjoy listening to it. That's why it's my number 3. In my 2nd spot, I've got Free Love by Thanos Lambrou. I wonder if he's at all related to Andrew Lambrou, but I think I've heard that surname elsewhere as well, so probably it's a more popular surname. But yeah, once again, I think the lyrics are a bit kitschy, so I'm not that pleased with having it so far up, to be honest, but I like the sound. I really like the sound of the song. Its instrumentals and the guitars. Feels like it could be in like a US-based action comedy movie. And the guitarists do kind of sound like they're from Guitar Hero, but I don't know, I liked listening to it. That does leave, as my number 1, if you've been paying attention, or even if you haven't, but you know who the fan favourite is, Evangelina. I do like Vale. It's fun. It's almost exactly the same thing as Carnival for me from Elvana Gata. Like, I do get the hype a little bit. Like, I understand why Eurovision fans like this. And it was my favourite song of the lot, but even if this does win Ethnikos Telikos, whatever, the Greek national final, I'm not sure that it's going to be very, very far up in my own personal ranking of Eurovision 2025. but it's my favourite of the lot. It's very catchy and it's got the Greek sound. I was surprised when looking at the actual lyrics properly that there's actually very little English. It felt like there's more English, which is a good thing, because it means that the song overall is still very Greek, but you still get that point of connection to people who don't speak any Greek, and it's got a much calmer start than I anticipated. Other than that, it's kind of more or less what I was expecting. So yeah, that is my number one. Let's have a look at the community rankings. High Road is last, then Free Love, then Elevator up and down, and then Lost My Way, going backwards, then Unhurt Me, then Paradisos, then Gimu, I don't know, and then Sirens. Sirens being in the 5th spot. In the 4th spot is Play It, 3rd spot Odyssey, 2nd spot Asteromata, and obviously 1st Evangelina Vale. But she's not really got so many more points than 2nd place, which is Claudia, I don't know, Asteromata. Ooh, and the top 5 is definitely strong. They've got 18,506 points down to 13,179 pretty consistently, 3 days after the songs are released. But then it drops down to 7,897 for the 6th spot and 3,418 for the 12th spot. So pretty clear split between top 5 and bottom 7. Yeah, I'm not particularly surprised. I mean, I am expecting Evangelina to win right now because of all her hype and all of that stuff. But if the stage show doesn't quite deliver, which I would say arguably there were some strange choreography decisions made for Carnival, so it can happen. Or if someone else really delivers with their staging, or their live vocal, or anything like that, I don't think it's a done deal. I think there'd be a lot of people very upset by that, but I think that's the truth. So far, I think Supernova has been my favourite national final, which surprises me, but I don't know, it's also kind of exciting, because they've maybe just gotten out of their 6-year-long non-qualification streak and want to keep qualifying, so I think that's pretty exciting. That's all that I've got to say about the songs for Ethnikos Telikos 2025, Greece's national final for Eurovision 2025. It's not much. I'm not particularly inspired by any of the songs, but these are my thoughts upon first listen. So please leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Maybe you can tell me why you really like a song, and then maybe I can be convinced before the stage shows. But I'm curious to hear what other people genuinely have got to say. So please do leave your comments down below. And also like the video if you literally liked watching it. Subscribe to the channel for more Eurovision 2025 and beyond content. And share the video with someone else you think might enjoy watching the video. But thank you so much just for watching the video itself, though. That's a great help as it is. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that got something out of it. I'll see you in the next one of that shows up on your feed. Bye! Robin, why are you licking my notebook? Yeah, okay, licking the cable is more normal for you. Where is the song? Can you see it? You're not looking in the notebook. Ah, it's the last one.